back, and I'm glad you stayed with us, because now I have with me two gentlemen from the Oregon Lions Sight and Hearing Foundation. With me, I have Art Abbott, who is the Mobile Health Screening Program Committee Chair.
Right.
And Doug Thompson, who's the Resource Development Director for Oregon Lions. Thank you both for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Doug, maybe I'll start with you. Tell me a little bit, if you can, or Art, if you'd rather pick this up, about the Lions. How did they come about, and what's the mission of the Oregon Lions?
Well, it's a great question, because a lot of people aren't aware that actually Helen Keller, back in 1925, asked the Lions at the time to be ambassadors for the blind and to take up her cause of addressing blindness, preventable blindness and hearing issues. And the Lions at an international convention, if you can believe it, in 1925 actually said, yes, we'll do that. And
How do you say no to Helen Keller?
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. So we kind of refer to Helen Keller as our rock star. And
That's
what's
very
great
cool.
is that Art is one of about 4,500 Lions Club members here in Oregon that continue to uphold that promise that was made to Helen Keller back in 1925.
Wow. So was the Lions Club originally formed as just kind of a business organization, and then you decided to take up this cause? It wasn't founded just for the promotion of or the health of sight and hearing. Is that right?
Well, Lions Clubs are actually the first service club. Originally, it was started as a businessman's lunch club in Chicago. There was a gentleman by the name of Melvin Jones that wanted to be a member of more than just a lunch club, where they were networking and furthering their own self-interest. And so, long story short, is that Melvin Jones was really the father of the first Lions Club and the international movement to create Lions Clubs as service clubs around the world.
How great, like Rotary and Kiwanis and all those came after
Absolutely.
the Lions. And all the other animal clubs.
Yeah,
yes,
right.
Yes. I'll be darned, I didn't know that. But now the focus really is the Sight and Hearing Foundation, right? That's the main focus of the Lions. And everybody always knows about eyeglasses. Save your eyeglasses and give them to the Lions. But you do a whole lot more than that. So what else do you do? Tell me, for example, the mobile.
Well, the mobile health screening unit is just one good example of some of the services that we provide. And it's a tool to provide free screening to anybody that wants to go through the mobile screening unit for vision, hearing, glaucoma, blood pressure, diabetes awareness, diabetes being the leading cause of blindness.
Yes.
The Lions get involved in patient care programs for people that are indigent patients that need help in those areas. So our mission is to help those in need.
Wow. Oh, that's a whole lot more than just eyeglasses.
Now, Art tends to be really modest sometimes. So I want to mention that back in 1994, Art attended a convention in Omaha, Nebraska, and saw a mobile health screening program that was taking place in that part of the country, and thought this is something that the Lions of Oregon need to be doing, because he was aware, and Lions throughout the state of Oregon were aware, that there was a increasing number of uninsured Oregonians, and there was too many people that weren't receiving access to health care. And so Art really, I call him the godfather of our mobile health screening program. And because of Art, since 1994, about 32,000 people a year, 500,000 people have been screened at no cost in these 5 areas: glaucoma, blood pressure, diabetes, vision and hearing, because of Lions, but because of the leadership of Art.
Nice. Good job, Art.
Thank you.
Thank you. So if somebody were interested in taking advantage of that service of the mobile health screening, how do they do that?
I would suggest they contact the foundation to find out where the unit is going to be. It does travel all over the state. Every Lions Club in the state can bring it to their town and sponsor a screening event. So they need to know where it is.
And what about the website? Is it would that information be on your website also?
Right, and I think you're able to bring our website up onto the screen for your viewers to see.
Yes, I don't know if we have that
if
set
not,
up right now or not.
www.
Yeah, we'll have the name. Yes,
Okay,
yes,
great.
yes, the web address. Yes.
Excellent.
Yeah, I was looking at it a little while back, and it seemed like you had like one coming up in Sandy next month or something like that. So people in the Sandy area would know they could go there on that particular day and be screened.
Yes.
And there's no charge at all for that?
There is no charge to anyone wanting to go through it.
That's wonderful. What about, do they have to have proof of no, low income or anything like that?
No.
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 Okay.
The idea too is to find those that have problems, that don't know that they have problems, screen them, have them then go see their doctor. If they can't afford it, we try to find a Lions Club to help them get the care that they need.
Good. Now you also work with schools, is that correct?
Yes, as the program has expanded, the state has had a mandate that literally kindergarten, first, third, fifth grade be screened for vision and hearing, and there's no budget for it. So we've tried
a lot of stuff, isn't there?
We've tried to step in and expand our program, coming out with a new KIT program where we can have those strategically located throughout the state, take those into the schools, and try to help get the kids screened for the vision and the hearing that they need. And it's amazing how many we find that have needs.
I'm sure, yeah, I'm sure that's true. Now what about when you go to the schools, do Lions go and work there? Do you have other people come and volunteer to work on that?
Both. We just recently had one at the NACE school out here at the Boring School District. And it was about 50-50. Yeah. Parents, teacher assistants there, and Lions there to help with the different lines that we have.
I remember helping out with vision screening at my kids' school, so yeah. So I imagine then if people are interested in doing some volunteer work that the Lions would have something for them to do.
Yes, we would.
Yeah, okay.
The school screening is such a wonderful way for an adult to volunteer and make a significant impact. Because on the surface, we all think back to when we had our vision screened in the gymnasium at school, and it seems like it's a pretty important thing. But the reality is that 70% of all learning children with learning problems actually have vision issues. Oh, wow. And so when we get glasses on a child, their academics increase, they become socially more engaged, and they tend to not be the troublemaker in school. I imagine there's a lot of times where it isn't really a learning disability, but a vision problem, and perhaps that disability is gone once they can find out they can actually see. There's also the significant issue of the child that has amblyopia, and about 4% of children nationwide have lazy eye or amblyopia. And if not screened by ART or a Lions Club in an area, that child will go blind in that eye by the time they're 8 or 9 years old. Oh, wow. So it's not just simply making sure that they can see, it's making sure that they don't go blind in an eye. I think we have some pictures that you supplied, and this might be a good time to take a look at those pictures, and maybe you can tell us. What are we looking at here? Well, it just goes to show that vision screening can also be fun, as this young lady exemplifies. But again, the kids are used to having, vision screening, hearing screening done in their schools. The Lions just like to do it in such a way that it makes it fun. And not scary. But we also do it very efficiently so that they're missing as little classroom time as possible. Sure. Love the glasses. Those are cute. Now, the test that this young lady is doing right there is actually for amblyopia or stereo vision. And not all, even some schools that do fund their own screening aren't doing the amblyopia also. Oh, really? There are some school districts that do, far-sightedness and nearsightedness, but because it takes too long, they're not doing the amblyopia. And so one of the features of our screening is that we absolutely provide the stereo vision and the amblyopia screening as well. It looked like we have that classroom scene in these girls that are doing, I assume, hearing testing.
Each one of the stations that you saw on the previous slide, there's a little computer that runs the headsets for that particular student, and they can tell immediately. That gives the test results for that student individually. So they were screening, I think, like 9 students at a time on that last screen. So you can whip through them pretty quick doing it that way. Whip through them pretty quick, and here you get a thumbs up. Yeah, they're liking that. Go ahead, Doug. Well, and a lot of times we also, we visualize that chart that has the E's and that is great for older kids that that can read, but sometimes for the younger pre-kindergarten and kindergarten children, it's more effective to have symbols. And I believe this chart is called a LEA symbol chart.
It's also great for children that maybe English isn't their first language.
Oh, sure,
and so they're just kind of nodding as if they can actually see it. But by using the charts that show an apple or a circle or a square, we get more accurate readings. What we don't want to do is have a false negative and tell a parent that their child needs to go to the eye doctor when in fact they can see just fine.
Right, right. I imagine there's subsequent testing too. Sometimes if it comes out that there is a need to see an eye doctor, they could probably test again.
Right. We're also in the process of raising funds to expand this program so that our 2020 vision is that by the year 2020, every child will be screened for vision and hearing, and that state mandate that Art mentioned will actually be achieved, where every child is being screened for vision and hearing. It's really critical that as many kids as possible have the opportunity to be screened so that, number one, if they're going to go blind in an eye, we can catch it and provide the patch on the good eye so that amblyonic eye catches up. Then secondly, academically, there are too many kids that are going through the school day without glasses, so they're not doing well academically, and they're tending to fall behind. Amazingly, there are some states right now that are projecting the number of prison beds that they need in 20 years based upon third grade reading skills.
Oh, you're kidding.
So
oh my gosh.
in reality, what the Lions are providing here is not just the opportunity for kids to preserve their vision and to do well in school, but it's crime prevention.
Keep them out of prison. Oh, that's a worthy one. So the 2020 Vision, that is the name of your capital campaign.
Correct. Right. And the 2020 Vision campaign will provide us with the resources to supplement the existing screening vehicle truck with screening kits that we're going to locate all around the state, so that Lions clubs, whether it's down in Lakeview or in Pendleton or in Coos Bay or in Klamath Falls or in Salem, Eugene or Gresham, can have access to these screening kits and get into their schools and provide hearing and vision screening and not have to wait a couple of months for our truck to be available.
Right. So if people are interested in making a donation to this campaign and want to become involved, what do they need to do?
They could contact the Oregon Lions Sight and Hearing Foundation, and is that number
up
information
on the screen?
Great.
Sure.
Yeah, and just say, hey, how can I help? And we'll be able to answer their questions in terms of how any gift that they would like to make could be directed towards a particular part of the state, or certainly towards Multnomah County. We're very excited about helping kids statewide, but also right here in Multnomah County.
Oh, wonderful. Well, it sounds like you're doing some terrific work. I'm really glad to hear about all the different things the Oregon Lions Club are doing and the comprehensiveness of it. I mean, not just the eyes, but the hearing, the diabetes, the glaucoma, the whole package, and the blood pressure, you said also?
Exactly, yes.
That's great. Okay, so I think we should send people to that website, check it out, or call you and find out. And
Great.
I appreciate all the hard work that you're both doing, and I hope that
Thank you.
capital campaign does really well.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's a huge undertaking. Well, thanks so much for being here, and thank you for watching this segment of Community Hotline. Next week, we are going to be talking with, we have the Children's Relief Nursery and the Sandy Actors Readers Theater are going to be on, so be sure to come back for that. In the meantime, the information on the groups that we have talked with tonight has been on your screen. Be sure to check them out, support your local organizations because they're doing some wonderful work. This is Monica Weitzel. This has been Community Hotline.